Hassan and Layla were excited. It was summer vacation, and they had been looking forward to this trip for months. They were going to spend the entire summer with their grandparents, who they hadn't seen in a long time. Their grandparents lived on an island called Goodness Island, a place filled with mystery and charm. It sounded like an adventure, and they were ready for it. The ferry ride was bumpy, with waves crashing against the sides of the boat. Hassan and Layla held on tight to their backpacks, their knuckles turning white. They couldn't wait to see what treasures and secrets awaited them on Goodness Island. The island was small and green, with lush vegetation everywhere. A white house with a red roof stood on a hill, looking like something out of a storybook. That must be where their grandparents lived. They pointed and shouted with glee. As soon as the ferry docked, Hassan and Layla raced off the boat, their feet barely touching the ground. Their grandparents were waiting for them, waving enthusiastically from the dock. There were hugs and kisses all around, filling the air with warmth and love. "We have a surprise for you," Grandma whispered, her eyes twinkling with mischief. Hassan and Layla's eyes widened with anticipation. What could it be? They could hardly contain their excitement. Grandma and Grandpa led Hassan and Layla to their backyard, their eyes twinkling with excitement. It was a magical place, filled with the scent of blooming flowers and the sound of chirping birds. A big oak tree stood in the middle, its branches spreading out like welcoming arms, casting a comforting shade. Flowers of all colors bloomed in the garden, creating a vibrant tapestry of reds, yellows, and blues. Grandpa pointed to a patch of dirt beneath the oak tree, his face lighting up with a secretive smile. "We've hidden a treasure for you," he said, his voice filled with anticipation. "Start digging here, and you shall find it," he encouraged, handing them small shovels. Hassan and Layla were thrilled. A real treasure hunt awaited them. They grabbed the shovels eagerly and began digging, their hearts racing with excitement. They dug and dug, but the treasure was proving elusive, making them more determined. "Are you sure this is the right spot?" Layla asked, wiping sweat off her brow, her voice tinged with doubt. "Patience, my dear," Grandma said with a reassuring smile. "The best treasures take time to find." Hassan nodded thoughtfully in agreement, understanding the wisdom in her words. He wasn't going to give up easily. With renewed determination he continued to dig, knowing that the treasure was worth the effort. Suddenly, Hassan's shovel hit something hard. The sound echoed through the quiet garden, making him pause. "I found it!" he shouted, dropping his shovel. His voice was filled with a mix of disbelief and joy. Layla rushed over, her heart racing. Together they brushed away the remaining dirt with eager hands. There, buried beneath the oak tree, was a small wooden chest. It looked ancient, as if it had been there for centuries. It was old and dusty, but it looked magical. The chest seemed to glow faintly in the sunlight. Hassan and Layla struggled to lift the heavy chest out of the hole. It was heavier than they had anticipated. Their hearts pounded with excitement. What could be inside? They could hardly contain their curiosity. They carefully pried open the lid, their hands trembling with anticipation. Instead of gold coins or jewels, they found something even more precious. It was a moment of revelation. Inside the chest was a note, rolled up and tied with a ribbon. The ribbon was delicate, almost fragile. Layla untied the ribbon and read the note aloud. Her voice was soft, filled with wonder. It said, "The real treasures in life are not things you can hold in your hand." The words seemed to resonate deeply. True treasures are knowledge, faith, and kindness. These words carried a profound message. Hassan and Layla looked at each other, confused. They had expected something tangible. What did the note mean? They pondered its significance, realizing that perhaps the true treasure was the journey itself. Grandpa smiled. "This note," he explained, "tells about the most valuable treasures in life. Knowledge helps us understand the world, faith gives us hope and strength, and kindness makes the world a better place." Grandma nodded. "These treasures might not seem as exciting as gold or jewels," she said, "but they are far more valuable. They will stay with you forever." Hassan and Layla thought about their grandparents' words. They realized that true treasures were not things you could touch or hold. They were qualities that made you a good person. From that day on, Hassan and Layla promised themselves to always seek knowledge, have faith, and show kindness to everyone they met. They learned that the greatest treasures are the ones we carry in our hearts.